I was going to mebato Farouk Wahab etimi abereact to the Islamic Cleric. Nense modi to just sebi wa obeka sa eti ankomsheni Muhammad na se twetiri fatayu yentwawuti na yemfa wonya hanam ema de be ya hanam amano. Mebato Farouk Wahab beka sa ya wo chimsa number 1 onti as assistance now. Openini nam ho ehwe nkwan as obi anya nhwe oso onti ase enti animanim ye immediately at once. Yentimi nkwane enko pick openi no na enchiremu ohu bia no wontimi emechim. The apology no openi by no is not enough. But before so be digimu no ewuro openi ni nsemu a react ya cheche nsemu etimi akondem even some teachings are ene enkramufo ni bi teach ya Farouk Wahab chim say eye fake. Some of the Islamic teachings ni bia o say eye personal gains eye sebi selfishness ene mom de yesa sebe o mo benya bibia benefit e free ho enye enkyerɛkyerɛ sɛ de enkramosom ewo no enum ene bi nti sebi enye obi o hye kremotade bia na ekremo papa you fake fo ewum, and that is why ebi mu preach fake eye Islamic preaching no de nkremosom abebata ho no ebi mo ho omo preach based on oman kasa interest enye de nkremosom ene sebi Quran no ehye eno mo nam so enti nye imam bia enye obi o ye kremoni bia ene yese ye gine nsem atum ene one side a obeti achese Farouk Wahab ene wo kon hard part despite the fact that one wan kasa nso ye kremoni a sebi odine mo maboho ekutabuta no wo se nkyerɛkyerɛ bi ne osom bi won kremosum no Farouk Wahab won fa di change na before that obi make eye da argument ne the point no Farouk ansem bia emi interesting mame me pese me twa adwin so onim se ye won nsem bia ya na ye ka wa Asante mema ye se sebi enye obi o maame na o papa wo na Asante nko na ya Asante ni. There are many methods amount for edifa so eba be Asante. Farouk Wahab me say ye kempo hwehwehwe ni nchi historically Farouk Wahab so no we Asante by conquest ni nyina ne say o kai da titibirem when Asante fo no ekodi akon na ye chiaman mu ebi chese ye konka aman mu ni ade no se enu bi nenam so ma eye Farouk Wahab no ne nananananananam which is my ancestors ahodo eye titibirem Asante Akuffo etimi kokokon ye edi wo muso nkunim a emom do mba menhia besom ye te sa asomfo a ono Farouk Wahab say through that otimi come menhia as this year by the conquest which is a corner mpanimfo ko ekodi ono nananom so omdo mba menhia besom ye no ono so odi ade o ye this year o menhia bia besi ne o se sa nhyehyɛ ni amamre no eda so ekoso o menhia obete ho nsɛm interesting one enum ena kyese obeki in a point o de ba besi the Islamic Cleric no ne nsɛm so a wo chim say up till now wonti ase say national security the BNI the Ghana Police Service obi ayeni ena ase hwe opani wi na Farouk say yen kama Ghana fonti ase say Al-Shabaab, Taliban, Mujahideen, Al-Qaeda, the Boko Haram ni ade ebe start nyina start free sebi nkyerɛkyerɛ etan time mu say bi an nkremofo bi eyeye eni nto so no de oye kremoni by sebi ade etan na etan on so and immediately at once ono Farouk Wahab chim say mpanimfo be ya omonko piki openi no na omu intimentwe na so se de mra eti enye sa eyensem openi no e kan na eyensem a etimi ebo ma ebusu ye nche ho yenko na yintie Farouk Wahab in an extensive conversation on the controversial topic the Islamic imam etimi ko kan ya sisi no obia etutu ne srani abas
ma menhia na menhia etifo kwam you know say my background I'm also a Muslim and in my family if arguably no, but we are the single biggest Islamic family in Ghana. One family, I had the biggest is from my family. That is Kwadwo and Swamin Kremum.
Hey! We are Kwadwo Swamin Kremum.
Yes. We are the biggest in the whole Ghana. One
largest animal.
Yeme Pacho, correctly. The whole Kremum Kwadwo, the whole Swamin Kwadwo, and it's Swamin, one family. A mommy and son and a wolf, our family. These were my great grandmothers. Originally, we are from the Volta region and Fuega Palace. And now, Utun for Kokunto call have something for Nomdumbai. So they lived at Kumasi, a year Ahinshi. So our great grandmother was the one that didn't ma and take me then. Omomosi for Nana, Omugaju, Momo Zungo Hall. I almost will be Kremo Sidik. You know, most funny yeah, that is our great grandfather. Or no, so we are royals at the same time. Young court will be in free service and Monco said we tune for him and more tune for Maningua and Ron in Pabua. Since in the history of something, I will be a TV, they will tell you for every Friday unless Ashanti minimum Uniho Krana Simankwahine will sit in or any of the chiefs Yakobom Payema Utu for every Friday of his life.
Every Friday Juma no
every blessed Juma. And say me uncle Ufimu Ashanti regional imam Sheikh Haruna Ufimu Nansano. That is the house that I come from. And quite a soon Shomum Alhaji Abdul Rahman, who is the imam, that is my also direct uncle. So I'm from Imamchi, 2 Imamchi houses. So we understand religion, Islam, Christianity, etc. because your family, any one family, most of my uncles, my aunties, omu were Christians, ebi were Muslims, and vice versa. But yehine any togbe kudo, amfaga sasaibo in his private life, or lawyer, woko obeka sure say where our house comes from. So you see the dynamism of religion, dynamism of culture, tradition, and Nyama and Kofi as started, but people do not know. Listen, Islam is against fundamentalism to some extent or almost all. Fundamentalism to some extent is not acceptable in Islamic religion. I'm here to see where, from what you told me, Mati, and Nemebu, I mean, social media and Timim de Anekoso, a beer will be back, Mati, when you're active in any social media front or any platform. But for any Muslim whatsoever to say, Okoka Asempa, Trinitinia Adom, I will take it from a different angle. Different angle, and say, Sebi, you are suffer for. You were, even catechist, you were even choir master near that day. A wood Yamimu, a sorry Muni Bibiano, a need day, a word, dear need dear fata. Sabi and penning for Unia penning, was sister penning, or brother penning, before Sebu Nikrabe law might be bad. Yes, young boy in the hotel today, young boy in my hall, a ye boo, and the same peppy bettina yassi. Nasa or the religion be better. Ama up today or any time there time piano, you are about 30% to 35, nearly getting to 40% of the world population all being Muslims. And what does it tell you? It tells you say no true Muslim is against Christianity. And no true Christian is against Islam. I repeat, a true Muslim is a true Christian. A true Christian is a true Muslim. You can look at the biblical and the Quranic and Islamic and all the traditions associated. And the prophets, go and read whatever they say, and each any of them have condemned each other, like how a modern day Christianity or Islam, you move be sorry, look. So we've seen this in the Kashmir provinces in India, Pakistani, and scholars be political, socio-political dynamics of religion trying to infuse the Arabian Peninsula crisis of religious leading into extremism, leading into separatism, leading into rebellion, terrorism, and all this that you can put, Protestants and all that. It is all not in any Quran or in any Bible. The Bible be a sanction, say, a nipa bin kom humum, and conco crubiso, and coach any petty, Namumra, Namusamet, sorry, the Musunyame. Obian so Bebian will be is Imam, dear go bit much as say, Ubio Korema, I say, Mon sorry, will be crying near Christian Krana, Munko said, Munko say, no. When even in the Islam, when even the Islamic culture, when even the culture or traditional culture of the religion Islam, so me to me say me kwa wari oba, me say me kwa wari oba. I'm your Muslim, I'm free, free Imam free. To tell you, so me kwa no oba ni mami na busia for the list mami. Na se akwete se kwa ka ho a. In Islam, it allows me say, I say me provide it. Unless I'm able to use my skills, makajum patrol, where the mean to know could not a pound for top bottle, Mama means Asempa. I mean, I've married a lady whose mother or whose parents were 100% religious.
Oh, okay.
In my family, I'm married for 12 years. My wife was never a Muslim. One so butamuda. Na my musa so for buta so. Because my religion is not against. No. You only plead. You only present your religion to her. Say, me ebe easy ama say be a man ebe dwell into one religion. Na nkobasi way for her. Aduane way in deep rock perku. E dey see enche pot mu mienu no. Enti bi a yenye ne dan, yenye baako ana join me. And I say in most cases, me na mabewa into actually me person be abe join me there. It is not. No Muslim is allowed to force a woman whom you marry from other religion. Now so mama join it is wrong. It's not even in Quran. It's not sanctioned in Quran. But you appeal. You present into some fact no ban any major religion no GHC. So on GHC now pena manin kwana sorry name make sure say na sorry no on kono makan sure say pastor bi say wa say nkom ni sa na dey and I say ne wan ko all night am no be jai. These are the clear issues. A contest between religion, tradition, and culture. Where are we? How does somebody become so extremist-minded to the sense that na wo ko ware oba no woni se nkremofo guzongu nkremofo gu hijab ni nam street so wan kwan kofa no wo pe obi bia ono atete no sabi onsusu nam ho ne baka makama o se ne papa e Buddhist ne mami Hindu ana se ne papa e Christian ko zongo na ko ware zongo ni bia braso am nkremo mo mi nua ma no mgo ba ware bia
ze na abo mu nyina wo ho
se wa unim dia meka no wo dia wo mpe na wo ko for obi dia wo ko ware wi a nim konfo bi o se o ko ware oba because of say the religion there were Christians that woma ware Muslim girls that woma converted into fadim so many of them and you one Muslim so what call a Christian are converted and so what obi a person religion so me pedo do into me person ma sorry and answer me religion no and also that's okay but sakoba so ba na also don now so pen now so be one also be kwa sorry. Islam allows that. Let any imam come and tell you, sir, it is not. It is not there.
Angivaruke. Baby to say ntonso aboaso. Baby to say jamasi zongo. Baby to say mampon zongo. Obra woma wari mampontenum ni nyina no ebusua say oba Asante memu a as a family bia no ye wo muslimfo wo ho and ye wo Christofo wo ho
and ye wo region alike. Central region too. Central region, not only Ashanti region, Central region has a big presence of Akan-based, Fanti-based Muslims. And they are Ahmadiyans. It doesn't change anything. It does not change anything. And she said, there be a religious sentiment and Kofi BT and the baby Omedefa and the Yemcha within the please, and please once again, this is an arrestable offense because this is a country among the 54 nations of Africa. There is no country on the continent of Africa where some of us have traveled, worked, moved, border to a border, one country, that we don't have one single religious problems among ourselves, unless in recent times. No, the only country that has broken down the wall between religion and the marriage is Ghana. Why do you think, sir, Abrofunipe country will say? They do not, because, sir, even in the eyes of the UN, Ghana marital, customary, religious is dream belt. Any problem? Look, Kwame Konuma. Where is the home of Nima? The home of the capital Zongo of Accra is Nima. Kohano Papo says, Asafrullah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Sharullah. Then you wanted 3:30 a.m. Christian Bian can say, can you did it? Next before I sorry, I fudge you by 5:10, 5:15, depending on the time. Na Imam to Islam alaikum be a party ana ya ko nima both are from so nyam kan ya di animo rom so bo obi akokun. No country on the continent of Africa, not even Sudan, not Nigeria, not any other country, what timid ama religion are creating problems. So where from all this kind of, excuse me to say, crazy stuff? Where is it coming from? It's a peaceful nation, and it will continue to be peaceful. And I've said and I've mentioned that Ghana security is not by the security, no. The security are Bismarck, poor. However, the security is by the nature of the people, the religion of the people, and for that matter, really religion, if you are, our tradition. And I keep this country safe, security. There were religious friendship. There were religious friendliness. They are one together. Bring in perspective, put it there. Yanko Ghana Parliament, Kwame Mema Roko, go and go stand in front of Parliament. 275 parliamentarians. Confirm woman here, pure from Islamic background from the north, our brothers. And even those who are not from the north, but they bear Islamic, they are Muslim, but they were brought up from places like Ntampo, Ejra, and other places. How many of them are married to Muslims? Their wives are Christians, especially the biggest. Votarians, Kwana Sabi, your brothers in Kompo more. The Komu Pamako Kwatama soft. There is a country, our parliament, 275 parliamentarians. Go and do a check on how many of them are married to other religious bodies. And then when it comes to tribal settings, it's the only country on the continent of the world, among the first on the continent of the world, that you're married from any other tribe. Cross tribal marriage. And I've said,
and I know not you meet and maybe a year didn't come over bizarre honorable Haruna Idris, Minister for Education say, they say the queen but Pan was in the Area Santini. Me and Casaminia lawyer, Edita Macro, also in the Area Santini. Gamanche, Metia, one also in the Area Santini.
Papa, Pame, okay, Minchawano, Utiberia Yakruma. 275, Koyima Mani film, Nepa Memano, Nani Paba, intimate shows and the Irian Krumi. They don't do that. There is a friendliness, there is a openness. And the Makroma will be there, and I want the security by the Kroma. A Kroma national security of Agota, Trot from Cross, Munya, national security, Sarkodie security. It is not. It is the kind of union that we have, traditional, marital, through marriage, religion. Kwame, call Asofo, Koya Sofo, Uber Sabi, Danka William Church, Uber Royal History, all the churches, you know. Ubakwa Bakoti say MPP NDC to ho. Yes, can anopa. Ye chi. Ni aye and no ya by 5 language. Look at the beauty of it. Ya anopa. Ni akwa ye oye anopa. Look at the beauty. Into kwa attack wine. And ha Kwame. We share girl bia ku we see me. O friend ne papa chem ne mame ne papa frafra. Lobo say I don't know his hometown. Ubusa we never me at the man if a Obia number of them including Kwame, over cross over 3 tribes. Workers who workers who will be answered baby and mammy. Cross tribal marriage. Ghana is the leader of the whole African continent. The reason why we don't have the civil uprisings, the reason why we hear demonstration farming or opportunity. Police the water cannon cry is you no be a Ghana because Nipa would attack because you wouldn't. Menoka said, Makacho send me a botar and 2 targets, our half, our habit, we pay me Sabi, no uncle's own free north. Uncle Roland Magosimo from Boko, one come free. But if you take, say, if you are who you see me to target Botarians, do you know that I'm a royal from Botarian for that family? Are you aware? So I cannot take them, and it is like that all over. Excuse me, Ghana presidents. All the 19 presidents who might be there. Kwaku will be answered. Your constitution, your class of Babich presidency. You need office of the first gentleman, your office of the first lady. Confirm Manu should be the baby will be our requirement. Do you good in history and sections? From Obra from President Akuffo, from Obra from Nana Kufado, from Obra Obia President Mahama, also currently President Atamil. And what you know why even a tribe? Check. President Santini, President Bruni, President Mama, why Gonja, or why Bruni, Sakinina. So I used to crack out a Buzia or worry Namoko. Papa, let me ask them now. To bring a woman in a find also worry in the tribe. It is the most beautiful country out of this. And this Owari Bruni, President Mama and Timin countries will hit your blood for the Maya Bronfo. And at the same thing, The wife is soon to so his Gonja, the Mafia Gonja for. And it is the same thing all over the country. All over parliamentarians from one. Neje, Aya Bruni, Nene Papa, Aya Dagati, Ubahani, and Tonana Mano, United Nations, in the Ayasam, Aya software complicated at the same time. That's a problem, no.
Okay.
They need one straight line as compared to Nigeria, baby, to say Nigeria. There was strong what is called demarcations, frontiers, and barriers in between the tribal settings. Which ones are those? Nigeria. Igbo need say at no given point about Yoruba. Unless the academia, outside no Manu, and no crown on bar, there's also a friction. Nigeria has their own worry Igbo. Straight lines. It is will be so a Boko Haram, no so Igbo no kuna may go for it on Fahum. Obi Igbo no so kum housing your own Fahum. It is the same thing that this your friends say Tutsi and Hutsi. A problem the bar will wonder because Omu Engine and Mwakran and Kamakran, Tutsi ni Kamani, Hutsi ni Kaman, they are not allowed to play together in Kaman. And to look at it from the whole country, go to Tunisia, the Berbers and the Hutsis, they don't marry. They don't get closer. Even the Northern African country, because they are been civilized in Egypt and culture. They don't talk to each other. They don't marry from each other. But compared to Ghana, Obia Waru Obia, and look, sorry, Islamic cleric. I don't know where you picked your Islamic cleric theory or teachings from. Please, fundamentalism cannot be proven and shown anywhere in the Quran. Nowhere. Nowhere.
What can say? A bayanka post for inviting.
How would police sit down for such a cleric if even he were to be my uncle or my anybody from my family being the imam? You're supposed to beat down the drum, water it down. In Kasi and Fancy and Fahuman son because Ghana does not in any case grant but you need to warn him. You need to warn him because you know the modern day generation, the children, your money, your woman, family, they are they are being double parented. Your biggest problem I see, the double parenting from the internet, from the social media, they crown and telling a friend ideology, or control social media and so how long will you papa casa, how long will you mame casa? Now will be coaching. No, Sebi in Kwasha, some social media to Dobika, and more or less so preaching any part 20, 30, 100. Uba picking crime beer, no picking the ideological, religious, sentimental stance and trench position. Oh, Imam Bikrak, I said, so we can be this Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Tiny pano, Kochanity, oh, Imam Biakan, so I cleric, that was the development of the Al Qaeda. That was the development and orientation of Boko Haram. When Boko Haram, Mustafa Bonkanu, Mustafa Yusuf, how old were the boys? They were just 18 years, 19 years. The home of what we call the home of Quran learning. So Munkosia Karatu. Our Nomko Johnny Jenin. Our Nomko Ansawad. Our Nomko as Ansadin. Umkosia the principles and all those kind of what? Patriot and extremism. And then look at the boy of 22, 23 years. Why established in 2002? How many years? 24 years. Why Islamic, your friend saying, or no so-called jihadists? What is the meaning of jihadists in this? It's a crime against humanity. You kill your fellow Muslim, who you are kofabuta, no akutens you, no atinase, no achentasba. Nyami won't you are not fighting for him. You are not fighting for him. You see, we get confused as to when and where. Nyankopon won the power. Nyankopon na dream. Obetimama the whole world will be one language. Why didn't you do that? He wanted to preserve and conserve privacy among people, among nations. Why didn't he unite and put the whole country and call it world? What's a tribal? What's a color? What's a even within Ghana, Quran will make it sure Wama how many languages. This is the uniqueness of the God creation. 2 kilometers away, won't you be Casa? That is the uniqueness of creation. And we Islamic cleric, sit down and concentrate and ask yourself questions. Islam. God will not let the whole world, everybody to Islam. Wamau, we are Islam, we are Muslim, Quran. Propagate, do that, preach. next send the word na what here no papa no ma obi nye religion attractive no ma joining. But not to tell anybody say on fast can coach him would the coach any penalty. So that you go to jail and serve forever. It would be very unthinkable if, and I said if, the IGP or Ghana police will not invite such an imam. Now, in Kasa, because I'm sorry to say, but the reality is that sometimes they do a hard, no, so bipolar. Now I have between any penny, and that's what hatred, be no between any penny. It's your friend, young council, no, in Kasa. Now come as like here, Uncle Pichi Sadui.
Okay.
Papa, wako Muslim a year to that. Eka yen Ashanti phone.
Yes, Addo now send me
Addo na. Yen yesisano, ya papa mo Addo ni bikura no mse bi no mse twantro ka ho. Enye so mu twantro so but we call it a comfortable life. E bi ni saying. Ya papa mu timi gina ho yen me yen papa mu timi gina ho. No mu sha ne so am ne antifo no ne ma na busuafo ntemo po ma waran betena se ya. No ma geji o mu din on say ma ne ya adwuma oton wache ya o fam so mu sorry a otimatlechi wo twan buta. Ne ma na ko ya adwuma no mu de aba. Obi ewu na ye papa mu pichi no. No aba be gina ho say okramoni ba sika bo ntuma no a obeda. Na kom di ukru no. O so obo mpa ye Nyankopon ni. Famity we say nyina wo. Ye papa mu petizet o pe konkonte that one person will be sika. Near Mamma Cotton, near ma, and it's like that across board, including the north. Near Mamma Cotton, near ma. Obiwa, that is the time when Benya congregation, Aduano, Zuma, no Betnasia, that's the time Benya. Omsi Kamoni Ba, yeah, Gianni. Now the Bojem de Jabashono, Paukata Matafri, Yamima, Winsama Homo. When we look at it, what does it mean? What part the Anina didn't tell me to put down the Bojem says, no dance show, Naju Winsama of heaven. I even know Kuram. I even know Kuram. Okay, when you bow, Kwakwadana joke. Nowadays, on Tuma, Ode, and Tuma, about Chiro, and now they are tired about Chiro, or so about for Budiama, dear Chief. Kwame President or Party. Because already in a single room, the young them. What a carry, one nation but a carry or the hawk. Or pursue your lose access because of so many friends are begging you. Watching to man and wire do obey. No kiss, no romance, nothing. Then my memory the Islam, Mcbrown, family, papa. No romance. Nhyira.
As I said, the Agyapong airphone, you kukuro. What says?
Family, into a word the cat pictures are all down to Manu. Men found to the sense so much that they will be satisfied to Manu. One room baby, I want to show man watching. Family, Shire, who say.
Ena ya maame no so je ye mpanimfo no gidi o mbeka bia se woko anum o se ni ko an kronkron o mo gidi.
Kwame, at that time until the last 20 years Quran you will not be sign it at that table so imam now obey this jama no be ya sorry so masleki ni so Quran ni akeke ho de to e se mfa nto fom kwa bia so until say the Arabian and the Pakistanians, Ghulam Ahmed, started to translate the Quran into English in other languages. You know, where's the Quran? Man, go home. Hey, man, yes. They didn't want you to know some of the stuff in there. In growing up, I asked my father, I'm find the clear say, Papa, Nana mo say, yeah, my memo boy, it just went from heaven. And when you find out, they can show you. It was a comfortable life they used to deceive and confuse. And we know a man is a man. But not all the things I would say. Not all the things I can say in the name of this. And any let some Muslim come and defend or argue, say. And he found a Quran says, my were more than 4 bits, my show. Omata de Nyaba, Comedia, Nyaba, Combi, a football team of Mashawan DC. It's not possible because Yankopana says, and you shoot. One can win Musuba, or Macau for Nabaku Duko police station, there be a Akuyabun, there be a Conto Quania Daddy. That's the other ones for the Laura in the Befia. Wouldn't even know Mupe. How much must about my for? Now, Baba catcher, Mr. Sama for no. Kwame Sebi, I'll use a crude word. Obi Atopanku, Obi Nantianku, Obi Medianisi, Obi Mediani, Obi Shamkra, Obi Shell them, Obi the Antoquanqua, Obi Donya Sheni, the Ansobama good sex. Family, can you love all of them the same? And so sometimes we shouldn't use the religion to deceive ourselves. And where is the Islamic cleric? Where is he coming from? So that the second, Ghana cannot be thrown into crisis, into any civil unrest. No security has taken care of this country. It is the character of our religion, religious tolerance, tribal tolerance, cultural tolerance, and they keep this country in bondage together.
Uncle Faruque, my rad yebi, watch it. Ye ton wakwahu. Say me too dinsa Wode akwasi asantoa woto wache amento. Obi akoto wache nso a obeso ogu wo se nipa no wagu hijab wo hyenkremutade ansa no wato.
Ebi na nyede. Kwame, joking. Ebi kwasa na nyede.
The else so ye onu na to kremoni na to onu ko ade oyoke.
I've had this argument just yesterday, a discussion with a friend. Says Sauko Kumasi, Ashanti region. Now who says Santini Mania also oton kinki. Oforuku ni adadeno. And can you then walk over to my Nayan Kandokno? You understand? Oko Ediania, Ashanti for any other tribes, Wajia too. Meanwhile, Oko Bolga, Omti Fufote Kumasi for. This is a beautiful country.
Beautiful country.
This is a beautiful country. Haruna, and Mutakamu. I like Mutaka, for TZ, would have been TZ. This is a beautiful country. And to my answer, if somebody does that, the security agent should call him and sit him to books. And then again, we are a national imam. We are the ulama. The Congress of the Imam, the government of Imam, the ulama no man warning. And then police should also institute the state part of it. Yes, they are doing no. No. Such comments is not tolerated. Some of it, we are completely against it. We cannot prove it and prove it anywhere. But then, people should also know that much as said, Odiphobia, a comshophobia, baby, one no better Casama, Wabenyabi. Obi to me, chances say, a beer who did not attempt for what? It's not done. So, but Casamimo didn't time for ya. There was so people who come and say, or Casaya, one can say, you did national imam. On what to check or could do to say, Nana me pacho, Mancani, what's the meaning to one yacht, one can't just send a boy in a mono. There is a beauty, it's a peaceful religion. Peaceful religion. And 20 years, I don't get it. We should not let this one go. No mom, a chiang crana ni and Yamone, a geologist on the social media. Don't confuse people.
Okay.
Don't. More Biasusun Kodidi Sabi. Me, I will find it difficult to say anything against the Christ. Because even though I'm a Muslim, I've done pilgrimage to Israel more than 5 times.